Is late 11 something 11:05 on Sunday, July 27th, episode 1545 of the live stream. It's a real squeaker, as they say. Less than an hour, so it's obviously not going to be an hour live stream. When was the last time I did an hour live stream? A long time since I did an hour live stream. Today was a very interesting day, frankly. Like mathematically interesting. Okay, today was the busiest day of July by like 80%. 80% more sales than any other day in July. Possibly the largest sales day. Possibly the largest sales day on a non-sale day. And a lot more than that. It was a humongous reiteration of the anecdotal theory of mine that I referred to on Wednesday, and then I said I wouldn't get to on Thursday. I said if I get to all that stuff on Thursday, I'll be shocked. I didn't get to all, which is the YouTube generation, which is the current teens and 20-somethings buying comic books. I had a kid come in, by the way, like the last person I sold a book to today was probably 15 or 16 years old, and he had a Herbie cup from the movie, and it was like almost a life-size Herbie, this big, with a straw coming out of the head. And I was like, my dude, that's too much soda. I didn't know him. If it was someone I knew, I would have been like, you didn't fill that, right? It's like soda for 4 people. It's a couple gallons of soda there in a Herbie. I was kind of taken aback. But yeah, that was a sale. We made it like 8:10 as we closed. But yeah, it was, like I said, tremendous sale day. We have like a kind of threshold. That past this threshold, I really have to say we made our goal. But really, we should get to here for it to be like what we've been going for all July, and we kind of got to here today, so that's tremendous. That's terrific. Today, like I said, 80% more sales today than any other day in July. It was muggy, it was gross, but it's going to be like 9 degrees hotter for the next 3 days, so I think that had something to do with it. Another thing that had to do with it was a lot of people just stopping in and browsing, and as I've said numerous times here and in the store, we finally have what I opened the shop 12 years ago aiming for. We have a generation raised reading comic books. Bacon? Bacon Day's pretty good. We're doing something we call Do or Die July to make sure we have enough funds to make it to the end of the year. And what's on my head? That's a yarmulke. That's a Jewish religious item. Anyway, the craziest thing about today was so many of the people coming in who were literally just like, "Oh, I'm just killing time." But they knew like 2/3 of the things they saw. Like I said, if you're just watching this for the first time, you don't know, but we've been doing this live stream for over 5 years. We spent this whole last winter rearranging the way everything is in the store and changing what our focus is and how much is face out, what we put face out, how we separate our genres. We redid like all of it. We're not quite done with the signs because we're a one-man business. I've been having my daughter home from college help, but she's got things going on in her life as well, so it doesn't all get done very quickly, but we've got, like, I'd say 60-70% of the store signed up and organized in its best optimal way, and I think that's really helping immensely. We actually probably would have sold even more stuff today if our Superman reorder had come. There was so much Superman stuff that I would have sold like this because people, and they weren't asking for it, they were just kind of looking, and they picked up other things. But back to my YouTube generation, I teased this on Wednesday, and I knew that I wouldn't have time on Thursday when we looked at all the new single issues and all the new graphic novels. But people under the age of 25, and many up to the age of 40, but under the age of 25, it's like the majority who come into the store and have an interest in specific things. Not even they know about it, but they go, is there a comic for Life is Strange? Or is there a comic for The Last of Us? Is there a comic for Gilligan's Island? Is there a Star Trek comics? Anyone? They have been raised here on this website, on YouTube. They have been raised to listen to people info dump stuff that they know. So me instantly just going into what, I do as the single owner of a comic shop who does all the ordering, and I know where everything in the shop is. Well, we've got $1 Star Trek comics over there, and that has the old DC stuff, some of the Malibu stuff, and they're like, oh wow. And then I'm like, well, of course, the best thing that we have is the photo comics that they did for a while if you're looking for original series, because for original series nothing feels like the show. They're like, wow. And it took me a while, but this summer really reiterated it. It's not just that I'm knowledgeable or that I know how to talk like someone who's on a live stream, someone behind a counter who really knows what they're talking about, which is not something that a lot of people under the age of 25 come to in corporate stores. If they go to a game store, there's a huge difference between what the person behind the counter at a GameStop is going to tell you. Though, again, I know some great GameStop employees, so it's not enough. But there's what they're going to tell you and what someone in an indie game store is going to tell you about the history of the game, the versions you could get. And they really appreciate it. But especially because they all grew up reading comics. I can reference Raina Telgemeier. I can reference Dogman. If you're under the age of 20, you read Dogman probably at one point or another, at least looked at it. I can reference a lot of the superhero movies and TV shows, Teen Titans, cartoon, because all the media exists at the same time. In my generation, in the late 80s, early 90s, if you talked about a cartoon that was like 15 years old to somebody, they think you were crazy if you were a kid. But these kids, they watch Teen Titans Go. They're watching Adventure Time for the first time. I have 8-year-olds coming in watching Adventure Time and grabbing up the compendium or the single issues. And they're so excited because it's their favorite show and they're watching it for the first time. Avatar stuff, perennial sellers. People come in and they used to be like, wait, they made these? What? All right, what are they, like a sequel? Literally, they come in now, they see the exact same books, the exact same people. Again, that's what I love about being a store. I get older, everyone stays the same age. The customers are new people, but they're the same age as the people who used to go, they made Avatar comics when they were 14 or 16, and now they're 14 or 16 going, oh yeah, I read all of these. Oh wait, there's one I didn't read, but they know about it. We rearranged the store to have more stuff they saw, and what I found was people enjoy seeing the things that they've already read or the things that they've heard about a lot more than discovering totally new things. It's not true of everybody, but especially coupled with me explaining why that new thing. Why is Shangri-La Frontier front and center in our recommended manga section? What about Shangri-La Frontier? Now, literally, you can go watch a video that I did here on YouTube, and it will explain it. But I'll be honest, live it's better. You come to the shop, I'm grabbing the book, I'm showing you the pages, I'm talking to you, I'm getting excited, I'm comparing it to other manga. You might answer me and say, oh, well, I really like this manga. Oh, so you like that? Well, then in this scene, and they appreciate it, which is something that I think they get from live streams, from podcasts, from all these things. They're used to listening to someone who either knows what they're talking about or is doing their best to look up and learn about something. And I think they appreciate that effort in a way that people didn't when I first opened. So I think that's really great. I'm not saying it led to a lot of sales today, but I think it led to a lot of good questions. It led to a lot of people being really happy leaving the store. They were excited for their choices rather than just getting. I had a guy literally who was looking for a random Batman book in specific, the next Batman in a Batman series, and I took him around. I showed him a bunch of Batman. I talked about Batman for him for like 10 minutes. This was the end of the day when it was slower. And he left with a whole bunch of random one-shots from the 90s, the early 2000s, recently, and he was like beaming. He was so excited to read these things because people don't they don't know what's out there. They know what they want to read, but they don't know the whole range of what's available. And being able to guide people to that, it makes them leave with something a lot more exciting, and hopefully creates a bond where they want to get this stuff from us. I felt like there was a lot of that going on today. I saw a lot of people I haven't seen in months and months. They just happened to be in the area again. They moved, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, oh hey!" I saw a guy. He didn't say hi or anything, but I haven't seen him in like a year. It was very nice, and like I said, really good. We got like we're this close to locking in Do or Die July, so that through September we're basically set, and after that, hopefully the other 2 months are decent. We'll bang the drum about that as well, I'm sure. Yeah, that's it. Tomorrow will probably be a pretty short one. I've got a lot of new books to unpack and a lot of damage reports that have been pushed off day after day after day, and time's running out to do them. So until tomorrow, remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.